Greetings, welcome to the Citizen Digital. It's another exciting episode, and today we're going to talk about very exciting stuff. So, we know that we have the Millennium Development Goals, we have the Sustainable Development Goals, but AB InBev has come up with what is known as the Global Smart Drinking Goals. And with us today is John Blood, the Chief Legal and Corporate Affairs Officer from AB InBev. John, welcome to the Citizen Digital and welcome to Tanzania.
Thanks so much for having me.
Perfect. So to kick it off, just give us a bit of a highlight about the Global Smart Drinking Initiative. What does it mean? What does it stand for? And what does it offer the consumers?
Thanks so much for the question. What we've been doing with our smart drinking goals is trying to change the culture that people have around drinking. Really what we're trying to do is make sure that every interaction with beer consumers have is a positive one. There's a number of different pillars we have with it. One of the ones we really like to highlight, and one of the reasons I'm in Tanzania today, is to talk about ones that we have, what we call our guidance labels. And these are the labels on the beer bottles. And we have some actionable messages on there and some pictographs that remind consumers how to interact with beer.
Indeed. So I've seen some of the labels. So they advocate for smart drinking, of course against underage drinking, and then also against pregnant women drinking. But then we understand that in the African market, the guidance labels are not compulsory. So can you tell us what made you decide to roll out this initiative here in Tanzania, and what is your outlook?
So we made a decision about several years ago where we said, regardless of what the governments require, what is it as we interact with consumers that we think we can do our best? So as you say, there's no government regulation in 27 countries around the world about having anything on the labels. But what we said was, why shouldn't those folks in countries where the government doesn't require it have the same reminders in the countries where they do? And we were happy to have this opportunity to go out and share with consumers around the world, even where not required, these basic messages, and they may sound basic, but they're grounded in evidence. We work with academic institutions to say, how should we talk about smart drinking? What should we say? And those pictographs, the pregnant woman with the line through it, don't drink if you're pregnant, were so powerful. And the academics told us that's something, that message you need to remind people and get that out. We wanted it not on one billboard, not on one radio jingle. We wanted it on every bottle of beer that we have around the world, regardless of what country someone may be in. So that's what really drove it.
Okay, now when it comes to the data on road traffic collisions, we understand a country like Tanzania is a bit limited in terms of knowing how many people die due to excessive drinking. Now, I want you to get a sense of what you feel that this has to offer on a comparative basis. The African market, when you roll out the smart drinking, how does it compare to other continents?
Yeah, so what we've seen is the African market really embrace what we're doing in connection with road safety. And by road safety, we mean things like programs to prevent drunk driving, but it's more than that. We know that it's holistically what we need to do. How are the roads designed? In cultures where you have lots of motorbikes, what are the rules for motorbikes? What can we learn from other areas around the world about the best safety practices, package them up, and then make them accessible to a town official, the official of a city, but also to a nation, the entire road safety infrastructure that a country may have. And we work with the United Nations in an organization called UNITAR, the United Nations Institute of Training and Research, and we packaged up all our evidence-based learning on road safety, and we worked with UNITAR to spread the message. It's translated into multiple languages. It's translated so people who might be, as I said, the mayor of a small town or the mayor of the capital can go in and work with their traffic authorities to implement actionable things to reduce accidents, to reduce deaths on the highway. And what we've seen so far is people embracing these toolkits, and we have seen, in fact, accidents go down.
Okay, indeed. So you have a 2025 goal that you aim to attain. I want us to look at the outcomes. So what do you expect to be the eventual outcome from this campaign, from this initiative?
Really two things when we think about the outcome. Oftentimes the reason you put a goal together is so you have a North Star to work towards, so people row in the same direction. But the most important thing when you have that goal is it changes culture. It changes how people think about it. So for instance, on our label project, Tanzania and Africa being the leaders, what we've done and roll out the labels, people now start to think about beer differently. There's something on my beer bottle that educates me, that reminds me about how I need to interact. And that's a cultural change. We do it also in our marketing. So when we market our products, we do what we call social norm marketing.
Yes.
So the same people who invent the jingles and the ads, they also work on reminding people how to consume in moderation, to make sure that the product is portrayed and the beer is sold in a way that encourages moderation. We have slow, slow, mdogo,
Yes.
because it's moderation, it's slow down. Yes. So the same people who are crafting our award-winning ads are also crafting our award-winning social responsibility, smart drinking campaigns as well. And it's that combination that makes it powerful.
Okay, now from a local perspective, we understand that your subsidiary here in Tanzania, TBL, has initiated quite a number of road safety initiatives in the past to do with motorcycles, and now they've moved into the smart drinking. What really informs AB InBev to undertake such initiatives? And at the end of the day, what do you expect the legacy of AB InBev from a global perspective, from a continental perspective, but also from a local perspective here in Tanzania to be?
The driving force about why we did this was unlike a lot of consumer products companies where you make a product, say, in one country, and then you export it all around the world, and you sell the same product everywhere. In beer, we brew the beer in Tanzania. Our colleagues live in Tanzania. We don't come from far away, drop down, sell our product, and go home, right? We live here, our colleagues live here, and because of that, they see the road safety issues. They see the motorbikes. So it was them driving it forward saying, how can we help our communities? How can we reduce the road accidents on our roads that I drive, my kids drive? How can we be part of that solution? And we were part of that solution because we ran programs throughout the world, said which programs are the best to reduce motorcycle accidents, package them up with the UN, and then share them. So it was really driven by the fact that we live here, we work here, because beer is local. The same farmers in Tanzania who grow sorghum, who grow barley, right? They're the same folks who are driving the roads. Yeah. They're the same folks as who are sharing the roads with our brewmasters, our salespeople, all our folks here. So together, they're trying to help each other.
Oh, John Blood, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you. Can't wait to see the results of this great initiative, of this great campaign. Until next time.
And Pokey, thank you.
Okay. You were with me in Pocket Thompson for the Citizen Digital. Until next time, bye-bye.